Third graders, let's look at our matrix and see what we're working on for Thursday. It says tricky problems. So we're going to be working on some story problems and do some critical thinking about how we're going to read through these and solve these different story problems. So the strategy for story problems is using the cubes method. So circle any numbers, underline any question, box any important math words, evaluate what will you do to solve, and then solve. So in these first couple, I helped you, kind of started you off in that cubes method. I did not circle any numbers, but I did underline the question and I highlighted a word or two in there that might be important to solving. So for the first question, 1 point. If you hide a plastic frog, lizard, spider, and a snake in your friend's backpack, how many yucky fake animals did you hide? So we underlined the question, and I highlighted the word hide, because if you're putting or hiding things into someone's backpack, when you're finished, are there more things in the backpack now than when you started? So that might give you a clue. Are you adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing? In the second question, it's worth 2 points, a little trickier. If you tape 15 fish to your friend's back, which is mean, but we're going to continue, and then 7 fall off. Then you tape 6 more, and then 3 falls off. How many fish are still taped up? So if you're taping or putting something on someone's back, is there more now than when you started? If things fall off that person's back, is there more or less? So once again, maybe gives you a clue. Now the third one, it's worth 3 points. If you set your sister's clock 20 minutes ahead so she thinks she's late and it should say 7:15 a.m., what time does it say now? Now I underlined the question and I highlighted the word ahead, 20 minutes ahead. And we haven't really talked much about clocks or time up to this point. But this is an analog clock. This one does not have any hands on it, so you can kind of easily see the different numbers on there. So what do these numbers use or mean? So you can draw a clock, but there's so many things that you can go online and use. And one that I found that I kind of like is this analog clock. And you can see it does have the hands on. The great thing about this one, it moves. And it gives you the time up here as you're moving those hands. And you can see it's 7:15 a.m. So if you were to move ahead 20 minutes, which way, and this one is the minute hand here, this one is the hour hand. If you were to move this 20 minutes ahead, which way would you move that hand? And then what time would that show if you moved 20 minutes ahead? Now the next couple questions just say how many minutes are in a day and how many seconds are in a day. So if we go back to our clock, there are 12 hours on this clock face. There's AM and there's PM. So there's 12 hours in the AM, 12 hours in the PM, which makes 24 hours in a day. So the question is, how many minutes are in a day and how many seconds are in a day? So what you have to do then is calculate how many minutes, and if you look, each one of these little marks now are a minute, so you could count up how many of those in a day, and then you'll have to think about how many seconds are there in a minute, how many minutes in an hour, and then how many seconds in a day. So those can be kind of tricky, and it does say use a calculator if that helps you keep track and adding up the minutes or the seconds. So each one of these gives you more points as you go up because they get a little bit harder as you go. Use the cubes method for the story problems. Draw a clock face or go online and use one of the online clocks, and you can find a lot of different ones that are actually active. So hopefully this helps, and work hard. Have a great day.